Welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial we'll learn how to make a wrap butterfly bubu. This I came across this style and I so much love it. I decided to share how to make this style. It's easy and beginner friendly, and when I realized it is a wrap dress, most times we cut a wrap dress using a pattern, and being that it is a bubu, a butterfly, using a pattern for this we need a large pattern. So I had to come up with another style of how to cut this tie using your fabric directly without using a pattern. Stay with me as I teach you how to do it. It's easy and beginner friendly. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do like and share this video. And to my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to this channel. I want to explain with this paper first so that you understand what we'll do with the fabric. So you pick your fabric like this and fold it into two. Now this fold must be enough for your back divided by 2 plus your sleeve length. That means that part is on fold. Then this part I'm measuring must be enough for your shoulder, half of your shoulder plus wherever you want your sleeve to get to. So the first thing is to mark your neck, which usually for an adult it used to be 3. You mark the 3 at that point. Then towards the end you come down by 1.5 inches. If you like, you can use 2, but 1.5 inches should be fine. Then you draw your shoulder slants and you cut it out. This is the back of this gown, so we'll cut the back first. So the next thing is to mark your neck width. Whatever you want your neck to be, you mark it. You mark your neck depth. You connect the 2 lines with a curve and cut it out. And if you want your back to be V or whatever shape you want the back to be, then you do. So whichever shape you want. If you want round, then you do something like this. And that is the back. So assuming it's on your fabric, this is how you're going to do it exactly. Now the next thing is for the front, you calculate your overlap. You know it has an overlap. That is from the center front, it meets somewhere beyond the center front, which is the overlap, which is the wrap side. So for example, if you want to use, let's say 5 inches, you want it to overlap with 5 inches. I already folded this material, you know, I folded it so that I can get the half. That is the half. So from that half, I will now mark whatever I want to use as the overlap. Here, being that I'm using paper, I just marked 2.5, which is the overlap. I will explain again when I'm cutting it on fabric. So I'll just go straight with a straight line and I'll cut it off. So this is one side of the front. This is one side of the front. Now let's modify it to get the neckline and the overlap effect. So what I'll do first is to work on the on the shoulder slants first. Now I folded it again, and I'll mark my neck. Like I said, is a 3 for an adult. Then at this part, I'll come down by 1.5 inches or 2 inches, depending on what you usually use for your shoulder slants. Then I will draw the line like this and cut it out. Now the next thing is to mark on that center line. You see the crease line, that center line is to mark where you want your neckline to be, the depth of the front neckline. And then you mark your half length, that is shoulder to waist. You mark your half length. Just draw a line to show the half length. Now the next thing you do is to connect from the shoulder or the neck to wherever you want the neck depth to where your half length line is. Now at this point, you can decide to make the line straight. You can decide to make it curved depending on the type of neckline you want to work with. So I'll just do 2 different type of neckline and I'll cut it out. So after cutting this is one side of the front. Then you use this one to cut the other side of the front. Please, when you are cutting, because you are cutting it one, you have to be mindful of your wrong side and your left side of the fabric. So make sure you are putting right side to right side or left side to left side, so that you will not do mistake while cutting it. So basically this is one side, and I will use this to cut the other side of the fabric. You can see it overlapping. Then the back, this is the back. I'll place the front on the back, and this is it. So now let's go to the fabric itself. I'll be using a black and white fabric. It might not be too visible, but I will try as much as possible to explain what I'm doing. This is the fabric I'll be using. I'll fold the fabric into 2, and how will I know how to fold it? My back is 16. Half of 16 is 8. So 8 plus my sleeve length. I want my sleeve to be 18. So 8 plus 18, that is 24. Then because of folding and whatever, I made it 26. So instead of cutting 24, I added 2 inches to it and cut 26. So if you don't want your sleeve to be as long as mine, then you reduce it. So 26 on fold, that is like 52. If I open it up, that will be for the back. So I already folded it 26 on fold. And this is the center back. So I'll put my neck width, which is 3, and I will do the neck, the shoulder slant. The length is the full length of whatever your full length is of your dress. My full length is 58, so I'm using this fabric I'm using is by 60, so I'm using the fabric all through. So whatever your full length is, that is what you're going to use. So I just mark 3 inches. Then I'll go to the end and come down by 1.5 inches and draw a slant line. The line is not very visible, so I decided to use a chalk. Let me retrace it with a chalk, maybe you'll see what I'm doing. After cutting, the next thing is to put my neck width. I use 3.75 as my neck width and my neck depth 1.5 inches. So I'll just cut it, and that is all for the back. Now for the front, you know, unfold, my back was on 26. I cut 26 on fold, so I will add 26 plus my overlap. I use 7 inches as my overlap. So if you don't want your overlap to be up to 7, you can reduce it. Maybe you use 5. If you want it more than 7, that is, you want it well covered, then you can go beyond 7, maybe 8 or 9. But now, so for one side of my front, I cut 26 plus 7, and that is 33 inches. 33 inches. So what I now did is to fold the extra, which is the 7 inches. That is what I folded, and having folded that, I will now work on the neckline by doing my shoulder slants. I'm trying to pin it because it's a chiffon and it's a flowing material, so that it will stay. The next thing is to mark 3, which is my neck width. Then at this point I come down by 1.5 inches. I'll draw the shoulder slants and I'll cut out the shoulder slants. Now the next thing is I will notch that part, which is my center front. Then I will remove the pin and open up that 7 inches that I folded, because I want to work on the neckline for the front. I want to mark that center line with a chalk so that you can see what I'm doing. That's my center front. That's the center front I'm trying to mark at that point. So from the center front, I'll mark my 3.75 inches. That is the neck width that I use for the back. Then I will also mark my neck depth for the overlap, where the overlap will start. So I'll be using 7 inches. It depends on what you want to use for your overlap, how open you want it to be. I'll be using 7 inches. Now another thing I need to mark is to mark my half length. My half length is 16, so I'll be marking 16 inches so that I can connect all the lines together. That is my half length. That's the half length, which is 16. So I'll connect from the end to the from the neckline to the 7, then to where my half length is. After connecting, I'll cut it out, and that is one side of the front. I will use this to cut the other side. Please, when you are cutting, be very careful. Make sure it is right side to right side, because cutting one has a disadvantage, which is you might cut it, you might miss it, so that you will not have one side right, the other side left. So basically this is it. I will mark the center. I want to be sure of my center front. So I just take this fabric and use it to cut the other side of the front, and I'll come back to show you the next step. Okay, this is it. I already have 2 for the front. The next thing I'll do is to put everything together. I will fold the back and put it on the table. Then the front also, the 2 fronts will be on each other, so the 4 will be together on the table on each other. I'll make sure the center front and the center back are aligned, they are together. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the back folded. This is the center back. This is the center of the back I'm touching. Now the front also, right side to right side, put them together, and I'll place it. Make sure the shoulders are together. Make sure the center front and center back are together, just like this. I'll pin them and make sure they all set well, because we need to make some markings on it. Now this is it, all laid down and all set. Now I want to use my chalk to mark the center front on the fabric. Now what I'll do is mark my half length. This is my half length. The next thing I'll mark is my armhole length. That is shoulder to where your armhole is. Then on that part I will put my bust divided by 4. My bust divided by 4. Note that from the center I will mark it, then I will add 2 inches, because it's supposed to be free, right? So I will add 2 inches as the ease. Now on the waistline, which is my half length, I will put my waist circumference divided by 4. I will add 2 inches as the ease allowance. The next thing I'll do is to connect the lines. That is my bust measurements to my waist measurements. Then I will mark my hip line. My hip usually is 8 inches from my waistline, so I'll just measure 8 inches from that waistline, and I'll put my hip measurements at that point. That is hip divided by 4. Don't forget, our measurement starts from the center front and center back. Then I'll add 2 inches 2 inches is allowance. Then I'll connect it again. Now, the purpose of this measurement is to get that part that has O on the dress, where her belt will come out from. So what I will do next is I will go up from the waistline. I will go up 3 inches. I'll go up 3 inches from the waistline. I'll mark it. I'll go down from that waistline, go down 2 inches. From the waistline, I'll go down 2 inches. Now the next thing I'll do is, I went up 3 inches from my waistline. I went down 2 inches from my waistline. In total, I have 5 inches. That is from the up mark to the lower mark. That is 5 inches. So what I'll do is I will divide it into 2, which is 2.5 inches. So I'll mark 2.5 inches, and I will now go to the right. This is 5 inches, right? Then the 2.5 inches, that is where I marked. So I will now mark ½ inch to the right, ½ inch to the left. I will now join it from the mark down to the mark up, marking that ½ inch to the right and ½ inch to the left, so that I will have something like not a circle, I think like a sphere or something. I think maybe, if I'm not mistaken, that should be the shape. So the next thing is to cut it, and I'll cut the 4 layers. I'll cut the 4 layers inside that circle and that shape that I just made. So the next thing I'll do is to open it up, take it to my sewing machine, join the shoulder front to shoulder back on both sides, and I'll come back to show you what I have. So this is what I have. The shoulder have been joined. Now, whatever you like, you can do to the opening. But before we do the taping or the folding, let me teach you what to do on the hole. You see the hole that we open, that opening. Let me teach you how to go about it. This is the right side hole, the right side. So what you do is you place it, you make it like this, the back and the front on each other. And I must say this is the right side. So you put your hand inside, hold the circle like you hold the 2 circles, and you sew it. You sew it around. You sew the circle around. like that. And this is the right side of this dress. So let me go sew it and come back to show you what I have. So after sewing, this is what it looks like. The next thing is just to iron it and top stitch. You top stitch it round. That is the right side of the dress. Now let me show you what to do to the left side. Left side is slightly different. At the left side, towards the part that is to your sleeve, you sew it the way we did the right side, but towards the part that is to your body, you will not sew. You leave this, you will sew this side, you will leave this side. Let me go sew and show you what I have. Alright, this is what I have. This side that is towards where the arm side is sewn, this side that is towards my body is opened, so I will just take it to my machine and fold it to knit that side so that your belt can come out from that part. I hope you understand. So I will just take it to my machine and fold it. Alright, this is it. Eventually this side is sewn, this side is opened. That is the side where the belt will come out from. You see my hand passing through it. So basically that is all you have to do. The next thing is to fold, or if you have trimmings that you want to add, you add it to the neckline all around. You trim here, you fold the side through too. I will do that and come back to show you the final step. Now the last step is to put your measurements. Since it is a butterfly bubu, you sew it outside or the right side. So you put your hip measurements and you go down, straight down. When you get to the lower part, you move as if you are sewing an A-line shape dress, and maybe 10 inches before you get to the M line, before you get to the full length, then you can stop sewing, so it will have a little slit at that point. That is how you're going to do the both side. And the last thing would be to attach belts to the upper part, which is the wrap side, so that you can use the belt to tie your bubu dress. This is the outcome of this dress. I'll just show you how to pass your belt through the hole that we made, and you tie it either to the back or to the front and style it anyhow you like. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in my next tutorial. If you have not subscribed, please do like and share this video.